A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back in the TSL season number 5. It is the Supernovas up against the Sunrise. The Supernovas batting first and off to a decent start here. 19 without a wicket. Gaurav Sanghi on 4 of 6. Saurabh Singh on 11 of 9. This time tucked away on the leg side. Single taken. Well, we have seen a catch drop as well. So 20 on the board already after 2.4. Well, this was the boundary which was played nicely behind square. No one out there. And now one more delivery left in this third. This time a wide delivery. So Yatin will have to reload that one. The final delivery of this third over. 25 without a wicket. The Supernovas. Well, we saw a score in excess of 200 being scored early on today by the Psych Cricket Club. 244 is what they posted and won that game by 107 runs up against the Wicketing Wizards. That's a swing and a miss. That is now the end of the third over with the score at 25 without a wicket. Well, this time he wanted to go big, and Miraj Khan strikes. First one gone. It's Saurabh Singh who departs. And the Sunrisers get there first. 26 for 1 now, easily taken by the fielder. Then comes Hanif Sheikh at number 3. Dot delivery to start off. Once again, just pushed on the offside. This time it struck the pad. Big appeal and it's given. Second wicket in the over for Miraj Khan. And Hanif Sheikh departs here for a duck. A leg before wicket. Beautifully bowled, attacking the stumps. And it seems like it was plumb. No chance for the batter to survive on that one. And the second one gone for the Supernovas. So Varun Singh comes in here at number 4. That is now the end of the fourth over with the score at 27 for 2 for the Supernovas. So Yatin continuing now. 28 for 2 at the moment. Gaurav Sangi on strike at the moment. 6 of 8 for him. This time it should be a wide, given as a wide by the umpire. So an extra run and an extra delivery. And this time picked up. Has he found the gap? Yes, he has. So an excellent shot. That releases a lot of pressure. Well, making full use of these power play overs, beautifully picked up and playing that one through the offside over the infield and beats the fielder out there at the boundary line. The only boundary rider on that offside. So Gaurav Sangi, well, he moves into the double figures now. Well, once again, a big appeal, but the umpire not interested this time. So one more delivery left now in this fifth, and it is 35 for 2. Gaurav Sanghi on strike, 11 of 11 for the moment. He's lost a couple of partners and would be trying to rebuild here. Once again, nicely bowled by Yathan. That is now the end of the fifth with the score at 35 for 2. So Miraj Khan bowling this last over of the power play. 35 for 2 at the moment after 5.1. Wanting to cut that one away. Beats the batter. Beautifully bowled. So two more deliveries left now inside this power play. Played uppishly. It's in the gap. And it will run away to the boundary. So another boundary. This time it's for Varun Singh. That's his first. Well, the last delivery of the power play, it's played on the leg side and it beats the fielder. So another boundary, back-to-back force for Varun Singh to close out the power play. An excellent on drive, playing it upishly over the fielder at mid wicket. And that closes out the sixth over with the score at 43 for 2 now. Well, Vivek is bowling outside this power play now. And once again played in the air and he finds the fielder out there in the deep. This time nicely tucked away, finding the gap. Well, once again struck hard, played along the carpet, and he's beaten the fielder. Another boundary. continue to hit those boundaries at regular intervals out here, don't they? 57 for 2 now after 7.3. This time a thick outside edge, and it's gone past the wicket keeper and almost carrying to the fielder at short third as well. Went right through the gap. Well, somehow they're managing to get those boundaries here, the Supernovas. Well, this time an overhead wide. Will that be given? Yes, it is. Way too short for the umpire's liking. Well, mix up, chance of a run out maybe. Well, sent back on time in the end. And a dot delivery is what he gets, Ashish Dikshit, in this 8th over. Once again, just tucked away on the slick side. And finds the man out there in the deep. So that is now the end of the 8th with the score at 63 for 2 for the Supernovas. With an excellent stop there by the fielder. Doing really well to keep that one in. Once again, nicely bowled. This time charging down the wicket, and he's gone for the big one. It's gone high. And it's got the distance as well. Just enough in the end. An excellent shot by Varun Singh. Beautifully struck. This time hit along the carpet. And this time played in the air. And it's in the gap. So now one more delivery left in this ninth. Varun Singh at the moment on 37 of 22 deliveries. He's playing an outstanding hand out here. This time cut away. And once again just finds the man out there in the deep. So that is now the end of the ninth over with the partnership of 50 runs coming up. It is 76 for 2 after 9. Well, a much better delivery on that occasion. So 4 more deliveries left in this 10th over. Well, they were struggling a bit at the start of the innings and are now doing an excellent job here. These two, Gaurav Sanghi and Varun Singh. Important partnership this. Once again, another single taken. And this time played on the leg side. But once again finds the fielder, not quite able to find the gap. Well, we saw 244 being scored in the early game today. And at the moment, they don't seem to be anywhere close as possible to what was posted. Well, 244 is always going to be difficult. That was a very competitive total, and they would feel that maybe 170 or even 180 should be good enough. And this time he finds the gap behind square on that leg side, getting just enough to play it past the fielder at the fine leg region and a boundary. Well, it's been a while now since the last one. And this time played over the fielder at cover. Well, it won't quite run away to the boundary, it feels. Yes, it won't. The fielder gets across, but a couple of more runs taken for a very good shot. That is now the end of the 10th with the score at 85 for 2, and the umpires have called for drinks. Right, then change of ends now for the back end of the innings. Well, it's a low full toss and almost holding on to it. Excellent effort by the bowler. Excellent piece of fielding of his own bowling. Very good stuff this by Murtuza. Bowling his first over here. And all his teammates appreciating. Good to see the acknowledgement as well. Encouraging your teammates. This time played in the gap on the offside. Single taken once again. And this time he goes for the big one. And has he found the distance? Waiting for the signal of the umpire. It's been given as a 6. Clean strike. Down the ground. Excellent ball striking. And this time off the bat of Gaurav Sangi. But this partnership is going on nicely. Once again, not the best of the deliveries. A full toss and dispatched. Given the treatment once again. Well, a nothing delivery in the end. And you would feel that the batter has missed out It should have been hit for a 6. That is how poor a delivery that was by Murtaza. Well, this time played nicely on the leg side, straight to the fielder, and he's made a mess of it. Not quite able to collect it at the first go, and a couple of more runs taken. That is now the end of the 11th with the score at 98 for 2. Right then, Kaushal Parekh is continuing here. Starts off with a dot delivery with a left arm off spinner. Coming around the wicket to the right hander, trying to use the angle now. The Sunrisers. This time cut away on the offside, playing it along the carpet, taking a single. This time nicely bowled, and he just wanted to keep it away, but the wicketkeeper not quite able to collect it. So that single will bring up the 100 for the Supernovas. 100 for 2 now after 11 and a half overs. This time a low full toss and played on the leg side. Excellent shot. Another boundary for Varun Singh. Well, a full toss has been greeted and punished as it should be. Well, that full toss just spoils the over because it was an excellent one so far, where just two had come off the first three deliveries, and now that four just changes the equation. And now a dot delivery. Good comeback after conceding that boundary. One more delivery left now in this 12th over. And it's short pulled, and it's not quite found the gap. Finds the fielder. Another single. That is now the end of the 12th with the score at 105 for 2. Well, once again played in the air, and he's beaten the fielder straight down the ground, and that's his half century. Varun Singh, 51 of just 33 deliveries. It's been brilliant, and big cheers from his teammates. A perfect way to start this 13th over. Once again, hit hard down the ground. Brings Gaurav back on strike, who is also building his inning nicely here. Once again, a low full toss. High chance, fielder has taken it. Beautifully taken. And finally, they have broken this partnership. This 84-run stand between the two comes to an end. And it's 110 for 3 now. Gaurav departs. Maybe just the kind of momentum that the Sunrisers needed. Well, Murtuza getting the breakthrough, and in comes Rahul Shukla. The same play nicely on the offside, straight to the fielder. Once again, just played on the leg side. So that is now the end of the 13th with the score at 112 for 3. And this time a clean strike by Varun. He gets plenty of it. Another maximum for him. He's turning it around here. Well, tossed up delivery by the left arm off spinner. Parik has been hit for the distance. Well, still another 6.4 overs left in the innings. And you would feel, well, 177 the projected score, but they would be wanting to get a little more than that, maybe somewhere around 190. 10 and over from here on gets them to 176, which will surely not be enough. They would be wanting to go at 12 and over from here on. 12 and over gets them to 198. This time a quick single taken. This time cut away and just over the fielder there. Well, the fielder was quite in. And they take a couple of more runs. Well, Kaushal Parekh has bowled really well so far. He's been very unfortunate that he's not got a wicket yet. He's got the angles right. He's kept things tight apart from that six. And you are going to bowl that looseners in your couple of overs at the least. So that has been the case. Once again charging down the wicket. And a chance of a catch and it's gone right through. Once again Kaushal Parekh very unlucky. And 4 more runs to the total for the Supernovas. Brilliant strike through the offside. A lot of power injected on that one. And unfortunately for Kaushal, well, it didn't quite carry to the fielder. And Varun Singh, what an outstanding innings he's playing here. Moves on to 65 now. This time right in the block hold. So that is now the end of the 14th with the score at 124 for 3. Well, Akhil comes in to bowl the 15th over here. Played on the offside for a single. Well, this time he misses his run up. Maybe an issue with the hamstring there for Akhil. And he seems to be struggling out there. This time bowled short and it's been cut away. But there is protection out there, so only a single. Once again, just played uppishly on the offside, only a single. So just the 3 runs coming off it, halfway through it. And this time played behind square. There's a big gap out there. And the ball will find the fence. Varun Singh. Once again, improvisation this time. Well, he's making sure that he keeps on getting those boundaries at regular intervals. Well, another single taken. So now one more delivery left in this 15th. And Akhil would be wanting to get away without giving away a boundary. Well, Rahul Shukla on strike. He's the new man at the crease, relatively new. 3 of 4 for him. He goes hard on that leg side, straight to the fielder. Chance of a run out, maybe. Well, not quite so. He makes it in the end. So that is now the end of the 15th with the score at 133 for 3. Well, Kaushal Parekh continuing going for the big one, and somehow it lands safely. And the fielder does extremely well to keep that one in. Once again, another couple of runs taken. Well, we are into the slog overs now. 135 on the board. 12 and over from here on gets them to 193, which they will be extremely happy with if they can manage to conjure that. Well, not the best of the deliveries, and once again, just past the fielder there, almost carrying to him, and nothing more than a single. This time charging down the wicket. What an excellent shot. Inside out. One bounce and over the rope. And they are going along extremely well. Rahul Shukla with his first boundary there. Well, in fact, it was Varun Singh only who was on strike, who has hit that boundary. Moves on to 75 now. Closing in on a special innings. And he goes for it again. This time, does he find the distance? Yes, he does, quite comfortably. What an excellent strike. It's gone a long way. And he's got into the 80s now. Brilliant strike this. And we will need a new ball once again because that is how far it has been hit. Right then, where does Kaushal Parekh go now? Well, a much better delivery. It's a fuller length, a Yorker length in the end, outside the off stump. And Varun Singh not quite able to get away with it. So one more delivery left now in the 16th over. And he's hit this one hard through the offside. And he finds the gap once again. Another boundary for him. Another big over coming to an end. Well, this time he misses his length. And he's taking full advantage of it. Varun Singh. It's 150 for 3 now at the end of the 16th. Right then, Ashish Dikshit continuing now in this over number 17. Well, 4 more overs left, and they are closing in on the 200 mark here. The Supernovas, especially with the way Varun Singh is striking the ball, you would feel that 200 is very much on the cards here. Meanwhile, he's closing in on a ton here. He's on 85. He needs another 15. Once again, inside out, and once again, has it found the distance? Well, not quite so. One bounce and over the rope, signaled by the umpire. And 4 more runs to the total. Boundaries galore out here at the Fatima Cricket Ground. Well, the bowlers at the moment have no reply at all. And he goes for it once again. Once again, past the fielder. And another boundary. Well, they keep on coming here. The boundaries. Moves into the 90s now with that. He's on to 93 for Varun Singh. It has been a special innings so far. 93 of just 50 deliveries. Well, he's going after everything at the moment. And this time charging down the wicket, and it was a slower one. And Ashish Dikshit, well, he's beaten him for a change. Beautifully bowled. Almost the ball crashing onto the stumps. And a rare dot delivery for the Sunrisers. Well, two more deliveries left now in the 17th. Nine have come of it already. Well, this time it's short, and this time he's not going to miss out. No one out there behind square on the leg side. Another boundary for Varun Singh. And he's now just a hit away from a special innings out here. And this time playing it along the carpet. Another single. So that is now the end of the 17th over with the score at 164 for 3. And Varun Singh will keep the strike. Well, Yatin continuing now. He is into his final over. He's been decent out there. None for 23 in his 3.1. He's been economical. One of the most economical bowlers, you must say. Well, Varun Singh at the moment he's middling everything, and getting a dot delivery up against him is not easy. And it's another big one. And what a way to get to your 100. 100 of just 55 deliveries. Getting it in style. A 6 for Varun Singh. Well, he has single-handedly got his side to a big total out here. They are on to 170 now and still 16 more deliveries left. Well, once again, a slower one by Yatin. Pushed on the offside, single taken. Well, that was the moment of Varun Singh. Well, we'll see that once again, and this time a wicket. It's Rahul Shukla not quite able to get the middle of the bat, and Yatin gets a wicket in his final over. Well, he's deserved it. He's been very economical out there. So 171 for 4 now after 17.4. Well, this was the moment of Varun Singh pointing out to someone in the dugout. Not sure whom exactly. It has been an outstanding innings. Right then, in comes a Ronak Singh. Well, once again, a big swing, wanting to play through the leg side. Well, a direct hit, a big appeal for a run out. Well, the umpire not interested at all, given as a leg by. Well, he made it home quite comfortably in the end. So one more delivery left in this 18th, and it's a big swing and a miss, asking for a wide and given by the umpire. Well, he had a long thought about it, the umpire, and eventually gave it. So Varun Singh will have another opportunity to play a big stroke. This time charging down the wicket, lays it down the ground for a single. So that is now the end of the 18th with the score at 174 for 4. Well, a thick outside edge, and it will run away to the boundary. And once again through the gap, excellent shot. Another boundary. Well, turning the heat on in the final few overs. Showing a lot of power on that occasion. So three more deliveries left now in this 19th. This time played inside out by Ronak Singh. He gets off the mark in some style. Brilliant piece of batting this. And this time he goes big, won't quite carry the distance, finds the man out there at long on. Good pick up. Nothing more than a single, brings Varun Singh back on strike, which is, you got to say, the smartest thing to do at this stage of the game. Striking the ball at 190 over the innings, 114 of the 60 deliveries by him. It's been an absolute gem of an innings so far. And he goes for it again. It's gone high. Maybe not quite found the distance. And it's taken by the fielder at long on. And finally, he departs here, Varun Singh. What an outstanding innings. 114 of the 61 deliveries. He's getting a standing ovation from his teammates, and rightly so. And also the opposition congratulating him. What a brilliant innings it has been. And it's 188 for 5 now after 19. Well, we are into the last over of the innings and a catch dropped. Well, Ronak Singh wanted to play a big shot. Not quite able to get the middle of the bat. And a chance dropped. Well, he would be hoping that won't matter much. Miraj Khan bowling this final over. 190 on the board now. 5 more deliveries left. Can they push above the 200 mark? Well, we have seen already 244 being scored in the first game today. And this time behind square. Perfectly played over the fielder at fine leg. And an excellent shot by Ronak Singh. So 3 more deliveries left. Once again he goes high. Has he found the distance? Not quite so. Fielder underneath has dropped it once again. Another chance dropped. And another lifeline for Ronak Singh. Well, all happening out there in this final over. Miraj Khan won't be happy at all with his fielders there. He's got a couple of wickets, and how would have he loved to add another one? Well, meanwhile, just two more deliveries left in the innings. 196 for 5. Ronak desperate to try and get his side over 200. Played down the ground. Will they come back for the second? They have to push for it. Running for the hills. And, well, a total miscommunication. And in the end, a run out at the non-striker's end. So Ronak Singh retaining the strike. Heading into the last delivery of the innings. And it's 197 for 6 now. Well, the fielder throwing it towards the keeper's end. A yes, no, and in the end, one of them had to sacrifice, and it was the man who did not face a delivery yet, going out for a diamond duck. And it's 197 for 6. Well, it will be Ravi who will come in here at number 8, but he won't be facing any deliveries. All he has to do is just put his head down and run as soon as Ronak connects that ball. Last delivery of the innings then. Miraj Khan up against Ronak Singh. Can he get a boundary here of this last delivery? Well, he's played that one on the leg side. Once again, they will be coming back for the second. Taking on the throw. And that's another run out. So 198 for 7 is where they finish at. And the target for the Sunrisers will be 199 when they come out of chase. And we will be back for the chase in a short while from now. Right then, we are back here for the chase. The target is 199, and it's an excellent start for the Sunrisers. Miraj Khan with that boundary this time. Well, nicely swept away in the end, a low full toss, and played beautifully. And an excellent shot. Ravi bowling the second over. Well, it seems like the Sunrisers are going to make a big fight out of this one. Well, they will have to bat really well if they want to give themselves any chance in trying to chase this total down. And another full toss. And this time he's gone. Would you believe it? That should have been dispatched away to the boundary. But instead, he's found the fielder who's taken that one superbly well, jumping towards his right. And an early breakthrough for the Supernovas. It's Ravi who strikes with a nothing delivery. And Miraj Khan departs. It's 12 for 1. Well, in comes Tushar at number 3. Well, they need someone to play at least half of what Varun Singh did, scoring those 114 runs. Well, Tushar starting off with the dot delivery, but once again it was another full toss by Ravi. Well, something to worry about for the captain of the Supernovas, because he's bowled 3 deliveries, Ravi, and he's missed his length on all 3 of those. And this time, much better, a fuller length, played on the offside for a single. So one more delivery left now in the second over. 5 runs have come off it, and also a wicket. Well, how on earth has Ravi managed to give away just 5 runs? And once again, it struck the pad. Well, not quite able to get the connection that he wanted. Kaushal Parekh gets a single nonetheless. That is now the end of the second with the score at 14 for 1. So Shehzad Shroff continuing here in this third over. And this time he goes down the ground, but finds the fielder out there at long on. So just a single. Well, this time a thick inside edge onto the leg side for a quick single. So one more delivery left now in this third over. Kaushal Parekh coming on strike once again. Well, the Sunrisers at the moment are struggling now because they needed to score close to 10 and over. Now the asking rate is going up. It's gone up to 10.66 already. And this slow start, that fall of wicket of Miraj Khan, just pushing things back a little and allowing the Supernovas to dominate this game. Excellent over. There's just the 2 runs coming off it so far. And that single will just push it to 3. That is now the end of the third with the score at 17 for 1 for the Sunrisers. So we continue now in this fourth over. Once again, hit hard through the offside, but straight to the fielder. Ravi continuing here. Ravi, who bowled that first over, well, it wasn't the best of the ones, but still he got away with it, getting a wicket and conceding just five, getting a wicket off a full toss. Well, this time an excellent shot. Well, against the run of play, beautifully picked up straight down the ground. And all the way it goes. Just enough to clear the fence. So Tushar, that's his first boundary. And he's got a six straight away. Well, it seems like this is going to be a very interesting chase out here. Two evenly matched sides. And the total of 199. Well, it can be a bit daunting if you keep on losing wickets. But if you keep on batting in that fashion, just like we did in that previous delivery, we might be in here for a cracker. इसीलिए चेंज किया ना बार बार हेलमेट और वो अच्छा इसी पहले कीपर का था ओके well wanting to keep it away from the arc of the batter not quite able to and that should be another wide it is so three consecutive wides now by Ravi he's struggling with his line as well now in the first over it was the length and the second over it's the line this time pushed on the offside mix up chance of a run out maybe well not quite so no one backing up so the fielder decided against throwing it And this time it's been given. So a wicket for Ravi. Well, once again he managed to get a wicket there. He was struggling with his length in the first over. He got a wicket. He was struggling with his line in this over, and he's got a leg before wicket. Somehow managed to creep in with wickets. And that's both the openers departed now. 28 for 2, the Sunrisers. Well, that is now the end of the fourth over with the score at 28 for 2 for the Sunrisers. Well, just a single coming of this fifth over so far. Bunkim coming here at number 4, who is yet to get off the mark here. He's faced the 2 deliveries just. Well, once again wanting to play it behind square. This time a wide delivery down the leg side by Shazad Shroff. Well, once again just pushing it on the offside. At the moment, no intention to get those boundaries in. They have been struggling. Once again, cut away straight to the fielder, and he gets across for a single. This time played on the leg side. It's found the gap. Well, the chase is on and the ball wins it. So a boundary for the Tushar. Well, once again, the intent wasn't quite there, but he's found the gap and he's placed it to perfection in the end. So now one more delivery left in this fifth. And he's gone for the big one. He's shown some intention. It's gone straight up. Chance. And it's been spilled. And they come back for the second as well. To add insult to injury. That is now the end of the fifth over with the score at 37 for 2. Well, Ravi, here's the man with the golden arm. He's got a couple of wickets already. Starting off with a wide delivery once again. And this time cut away straight to the fielder. And this time a thick inside edge, and the ball will run away to the fence. So fortuitous on that occasion. And 4 more runs to the total. Bankim getting his first. Well, they are still a long way behind this chase here. But a couple of big overs can really pull things back here and in their favor as well. The Sunrisers, still 4 more deliveries left inside this power play. And Ravi, well, he hasn't been at his best today so far, but he's still got a couple of wickets. This time pushed on the leg side, straight to the fielder. Once again hit hard along the carpet, another single. Well, they won't mind this at all, the Supernovas. And this time played uppishly, but once again nothing more than a single. And now one more delivery left inside this power play. And it's been hit hard straight to the fielder. And another single taken. So that is now the end of the sixth with the score at 45 for 2. So Saurabh Singh continuing now in the seventh over. Finally a change in the bowling. A couple of runs taken. Good running between the wickets between Bankim and Tushar. These two are trying to build here for the side. Well, this time an excellent shot, and that will bring up the 50 now. 52 for 2 after 6.2. So two more deliveries still left now. Once again, just pushed on the offside. Happily taking that single, Tushar. Once again, cut away and another quick single. So that is now the end of the seventh over with the score at 55 for 2. So Shridev will continue now in this 8th over. Well, nicely cut away by Bankim. Another single taken. Well, another change in the bowling. This time a swing and a miss. Well, a tossed up delivery. And he was tempted. Tushar. This time it will be a wide delivery. So an extra run and an extra delivery. And this time it's gone high. And has it got the distance as well? Yes, it has. Wow, what a strike. An absolute beauty, that one by Tushar. Well, never easy hitting a six through the offside. And he's managed to do that quite comfortably. They need a plenty more of those. Once again, shot, hit hard through the offside, but finds the fielder out there in the deep. This time he beats the batter. Beautifully bowled. So that is now the end of the 8th with the score at 64 for 2. So Saurabh Singh continuing here, who conceded 10 in his first. In the air and gone. So Tushar departs and this partnership is broken. These two were building nicely, and Tushar especially was getting those big shots. But this time not quite able to get the middle of the bat and gone towards the fielder at short third. And the third one gone. 64 for 3 now. Well, Murtuza has come in here at number 5, gets off the mark of his second delivery. Bankim on strike once again. Played straight to the fielder on the leg side. Well, the task is getting difficult and difficult now for the Sunrisers. The asking rate has gone above 12 now. And once again hit hard, this time by Bankim, and it won't quite find the distance or even the boundary. Finds the fielder out there in the deep, or just a single. That is now the end of the ninth with the score at 66 for 3. Well, a big appeal on that occasion. And now the batters decide to scamper across. Well, searching for a wicket there, Saurabh Singh. In fact, it's Sridev who is bowling here. The 10th over. This time a swing and a miss. Wanting to cut that one through the offside. Once again, excellent delivery by Sridev. Well, Murtaza at the moment is playing the wrong shot. He should be playing that one through the offside because the delivery is on the offside. Rather, just wanting to improvise and play it through that leg side. That to trying to do it behind square because there is a big gap. Just playing with the mind of the batter there, Sridev. This time he plays it on the offside, takes that single, and brings Bankim back on strike, who was trying to innovate a big shot on the previous delivery. This time a wide delivery. Once again hit hard. Good sound of the bat. Just a single. Still 131 away from this target. Once again hit hard through the offside. And he finds the man out there in the deep. So that is now the end of the 10th over. The score at 69 for 3 and the umpires have called for drinks. So getting a boundary of the very first delivery after the drinks break. And this time cut hard and won't quite find the fence. Just the man out there in the deep. Well, 92 for 3 now. In fact, 91 for 3. Saurabh Singh continuing now. Still 108 required. And this time it's in the air. Chance and taken on the third attempt. Bankim departs. Fourth one gone. Well, he had to go for the big one. He had no other choice but to do that. And superbly taken in the end. Well, Prathamesh has come in here at number 6. Still 107 away from this target. Well, they need to go for the big shots. There's no point hanging around at the moment. This time hit hard through the offside. Finds the man out there in the deep. One more delivery left now in this 13th. Excellent over once again by Saurabh Singh. Getting his second. This time swept. And it's beaten the fielder. Inside the circle. No one out there at square leg. And a boundary to end the over. Brilliantly placed in the end. And that is now the end of the 13th with the score at 97 for 4. Well, another boundary. This time of the first delivery of the 14th. Well, they need some and they're getting some now. Back to back boundaries, basically. That also brings up the 100 for the Sunrisers. 101 for 4 now. Well, still 98 more needed. 98 from 41 deliveries. And Prathamesh and Murtaza, well, these two need to stick around here for as long as possible and try and get those boundaries in. Ronak Singh bowling his first over. And once again, wanting to cut that one away. And the fielder has done really well. Well, a couple of ricochets of his own leg and somehow manages to stop it. This time in the air and it's taken. So another wicket. Well, they had to play the big shots. Not quite able to get the middle of the bat, Murtuza. And the fifth one gone for the Sunrisers. And the Supernovas right on top in this game. It's 102 for 5 now. Well, this time a quick single taken. Yatin getting off the mark of his second delivery. And now one more delivery left in this 14th over. Prathamesh on strike for this last delivery of the 14th. Well, a big appeal and it's been given. So there was a nick of the bat and superbly taken by the wicketkeeper. It was low, not easy trying to hold on to it. And another one gone for the Sunrisers. They lose the sixth. It's 103 for 6 now after 14. Sridev is continuing now in this 15th. And Yatin takes the single and gives the strike to Prathamesh Raul. Coming in here at number 8. Well, the asking rate has gone above 16 now. Still 95 away from this target. Well, hit hard through the offside. Finds the man out there in the deep. This time played through the offside. Once again, just playing it along the carpet. Another single taken. This time charging down the wicket and a stumping. Another one gone. It's Sridev who strikes. Yatin departs. And the 7th one gone. Well, meanwhile, a big shot up against Ronak Singh. What a strike! Trying to keep his side alive or trying to get them at least as close as possible here. Playing that one inside out. Beautifully struck. Prathamesh Rahul gets his first six on his third delivery. Well, he will need a plenty more of those. They basically need a miracle out here. The Sunrisers. He goes for it again. And it's past the fielder again. Another maximum. Back to back sixes. Beautiful bit of batting this. A lot of power shown. And three consecutive boundaries now for Prathamesh. He's turning the heat on here. Excellent ball striking this. 16 runs of just 3 deliveries in this over so far. Well, still a long way to go in this chase, but if Prathamesh can somehow conjure to bat this way for at least maybe another couple of overs from here on, they might be in for a shout. Well, the wayward delivery this time by Ronak Singh. Wide delivery. And once again, he goes for the big one. Once again, he's found the boundary. Well, beautiful bit of batting. This 21 runs have come of this over already. Are we about to witness a miracle out here? Well, he's connected everything in this over. And another wide delivery. He'll be happy to see the umpire's arms go wide. And he will get another opportunity. Well, this time not quite able to get the middle of the bat. Just a single towards long on. And that's another wide delivery by Ronak Singh. It's turning out to be a big, big over. Vivek on strike for the first time. And once again, beautifully bowled. Well, this time he's appealing for a caught behind, but the umpire is not amazed by it. That is game of the 16th. Now with the score at 131 for 723 runs coming off that over. So a single taken. Once again played down the ground, straight to the fielder. Another single. And they won't mind this here at all. The Supernovas, just 3.5 overs more left. Well, once again played on the slick side. This time charging down the wicket, he goes big, Prathamesh, and he's connected that one sweetly. It's gone all the way for another maximum off his bat. Well, he's a clean striker of the bat and maybe just earning himself a promotion for the next games. And he goes for it again. This time it will go in the gap. 4 more runs. Well, he's not going to go out without a fight, it seems. The asking rate is above 20 and he's trying his best to get at least somewhere close to that. Once again hit hard down the ground. This time the fielder collects it, so just a single. And now one more delivery left in this 18th. Sridev final delivery of his spell. 1 for 13 is 3.5. Can he close it out with a wicket? Vivek on strike. Vivek cuts that one away straight to the fielder. So it will be a dot delivery. That is now the end of the 18th with the score at 146 for 7. Well, Rahul Shukla continuing here, bowling the penultimate over of the game. It's a swing and a miss. Well, Prathamesh is thinking every single delivery to go out of the park. 53 required of 11. Trying to keep his side in this one. Well, it's been a brilliant little cameo this Prathamesh. 36 of 16. Once again hit hard through the offside. Finds the fielder. Only a single. And this time a boundary to bring up the 150. 150 for 7 now for the Sunrisers. And now 9 more deliveries left in this game. Well, that's another boundary. Once again, beautifully placed. And he keeps on getting those boundaries here, Prathamesh. Well, Prathamesh moves on to 44 of just 19 deliveries. It's been total carnage by him out here. And this time he goes big. Well, now, so the task is officially impossible for the Sunrisers. In fact, a wide delivery. Once again, hit hard through the offside, straight to the fielder, and it will be a dot delivery. So that is now the end of the 19th with the score at 155 for 7. So Ravi is going to bowl this last over of the game. And Prathamesh would be wanting to get a few more runs under his belt. He's on 45 of 20, closing in on that half century. He's enjoyed himself out there with the bat. Well, no other batters have really enjoyed themselves out here for the Sunrisers. And Prathamesh coming in here at number 9, just smashing the ball around, goes to show how good he is. Well, meanwhile, he's gone straight up in the air. Chance, chance. Fielder has dropped it. It was of his own bowling. He's got no one to blame but himself. Well, maybe the right thing would have been to ask the wicketkeeper to hold on to it, the man with the gloves. Well, a lifeline for Prathamesh, and it seems like he will get his half century after all. Still 5 more deliveries left. Well, Prathamesh definitely a shouting for the champion super striker of the game. Once again, just played on the leg side. It's in the gap. The chase is on. They should come back for the second quite comfortably, and they make it. Well, it's been an outstanding little partnership this for the 8th wicket. More than 50 now. Once again, hit hard down the ground and finds the man out there at long on. Just a single. In fact, decides against taking the single. He wants to keep the strike, Prathamesh. He wants to get those boundaries in. Well, once again, a wide delivery. Needless to say by Ravi. And this time it stayed low. Big appeal and given by the umpire. So Prathamesh departs after all. He does not get his half century. He goes here for 47, a slower one. Couldn't quite judge it. He was way early into the shot. And an easy decision for the umpire. 8 gone now. 158 for 8. Just 2 more deliveries left in this game. Right then, in comes Vivek at number 10. So two Viveks out there at the crease for the Sunrisers. And Ravi will come around the wicket. He's taken 3 wickets today, Ravi. Well, he's been very lucky in the first couple of wickets that he's taken. He got a wicket of a low full toss and then of a poor length delivery. And the previous one being an excellent slower ball. So it's been his day. 3 for 37 in his 3.4. Can he get another one? Well, not quite so on that delivery. Pushed nicely on the offside. Single taken, gets off the mark. So the last delivery of the innings and 40 runs required, which is not going to happen. But the Sunrisers, well, they have got close here. Thanks to Prathamesh. An outstanding little cameo, that one. Scoring those 47 runs of 20 deliveries. So here we go then. The last delivery of the game. And Vivek is definitely going to go full Monty at it. It's a big swing, it's a miss, and that's a dot delivery to win the game. 159 for 8 is where the Sunrisers finish, and the Supernovas win this game by 39 runs. In this match number 2 of the 4 today out here at the Fatima Cricket Ground. We will be back with another game in a short while from now.